Hi folks, it's Monday. It's time for Monday Motivation. And today's Monday Motivation is going to be a little bit different. I'm so grateful that you all come back every week and check out these videos and like and subscribe and comment, and please keep doing that. But I thought you might want to hear from someone else for a change. So earlier in this past week, I host a show called We Schools Live for We, which is who I work for, in case you didn't know. And it's on Monday through Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and sort of like Mr. Rogers with some educational things and celebs every now and then. Anyway, I had the opportunity to interview Madame Sophie Gregoire Trudeau, who is the wife to our Prime Minister here in Canada, Justin Trudeau, who's like obviously super dreamy, and she is too. And just like, I'm just gonna brag for like 0.5. I knew them before he became the Prime Minister. So Justin and Sophie is how we knew them, would host a bunch of events for us at We. And so that's how I met them, and that's how we've gotten to know each other. And then, you know, he became the Prime Minister. So like, yeah, I know the Prime Minister. Thank you for letting me brag. Now, the interview that we did was about well-being and mental health and COVID-19. And, you know, Sophie was also someone that was exposed to the virus. And so she talks a little bit about that. And at the end, she brings in one of her kids. His name's Xavier. And it's just a cute little interaction. We do like a lightning round at the end. So I thought I would just show this today for Monday Motivation to hear a little bit from me, but mostly from her and her take on everything that's happening in the world. So folks, I hope you're having a good week. I hope Monday kicks off a great week for you. Remember to just take it day by day, and we're all just doing the best that we can and feeling the things that we need to feel and expressing them when it feels safe and comfortable. And know that I'm still here and we're still hanging out, and I'll be back as often as I can, specifically on Monday. So, all right, let's get to the interview. I've rambled enough. Here we go. I think it's time to speak to our first guest of the day, who is an ambassador of We Wellbeing as well. She's a passionate advocate for positive mental health tools and resources in Canada and around the globe. Please welcome to We Schools Live, Sophie Gregoire Trudeau.
Hello, everybody. Hi, Spence. So nice to see you. Don't you dare call me Madame Sophie.
Okay. I feel like, you know, an intro, we have to do like a formal title, but now I will call you Sophie if that's okay.
No formalities, please.
Okay. Sophie, I'd like to start off all interviews on We Schools Live. I feel like just asking how are you feels a bit insensitive, so I've sort of changed it to how are you doing today?
I'm doing perfectly well. I did go through, the symptoms of the virus, and it hit hard for a couple of days, but I have good immunity, and I took care of myself, and now I'm in top shape, and I have to deal with my 3 little kitties running everywhere and having fun, and sharing special moments, and also taking part in some making sure there's not too much bickering. I'm sure everybody at home can understand that.
Totally. Well, you look gorgeous as usual. Now, switching gears just a little bit, Canadians and all our viewers watching from around the world have, without question, been going through some challenging times these last few months. And something I think that we often don't talk about is the impact of COVID-19 on mental health. Why was it important for us to bring attention to mental health issues during this time specifically?
Well, listen, I think that everybody would understand at their own level, in their own lives, what it's like to deal with anxiety or stress, because everybody has it at their own levels. And in a time of isolation, that becomes exacerbated, and it can be very overwhelming. And if you don't have anybody to talk to, like so many Canadians and people around the world who maybe do not have relatives or don't have a family close to them or don't feel safe in their own homes, because that's a reality as well, a very sad one. It's so important, and I've been saying it for years, as somebody who suffered from an eating disorder. The moment I started to share my story, I started to heal. So through COVID and difficult times, we must continue to break open, to take away the veils that hide from our real truth, because we live in a culture that sometimes almost tells us how to feel instead of truly feeling how we really feel inside. So I think that we have to be vulnerable, truthful with ourselves and with others, and to not be ashamed, because sometimes I think we have so much guilt and shame in sharing on our own stories, but we underestimate the fact that we all go through trauma in a lifetime. So the more we talk about it, and you know this, Spencer, the more we talk about it, the better we find ourselves, and that we tag along each other along the way and make sure no one is left behind.
Absolutely. I think that's so important. And, as you mentioned earlier, you've been open about your struggles with mental health. What are some ways that you are managing those while, physically distancing?
You know, one thing that I can say that I'm proud of myself, because today is all about, you know, everybody's saying what I like about myself. Well, what I respect about myself and what I like about myself is that I actually do the work. I meditate, I do yoga, I exercise, I talk about my anxieties. If I cry, and I'll tell my kids why. I don't try to hide away from my own feelings. And from experience, does it ever feel good when you get it out and you're just being honest? But when you keep it in, oh man, your sleep is affected, your general state is affected. So the more we just open our hearts to one another is a way to find a home in each other's hearts, because we all go through hardship.
Oh, I love that. A poem in each other's hearts. That's so nice.
Yeah, a little
Now,
nice
if
cozy one.
yeah, I love that. You know, if someone who might be watching and struggling with their mental health right now, what would your message be to them?
First of all, we love you just the way you are, even in this difficult times. If you don't know that, you're loved. You have allies along the way. Right now in Canada, it's not easy. A lot of people are going through difficult times, and there are a lot of helplines that you can call, like the kids helpline. There's mental health tools, virtual tools that you can use and call in. The government of Canada has also put out, you know, links that you can go into and make sure that you are in contact with your local services where you can get help. And sometimes it feels helpless, or you feel, well, nobody will understand me. But that's not true, because we're all one trauma away from one another. And when we look at what's happened in our country in the past months, there are tragedies, whether it's in Halifax, or the armed forces lives that we have lost through the helicopter disappearance. We're all in this together, and the more we continue to tell each other that it's going to be okay, and that we have each other's backs, but we also have each other's minds and hearts, we're going to get through this, and we're going to pull through it. So do not be afraid to reach out. There are allies along the way.
Absolutely, I love that, and this sort of that subtle way of dispelling that shame around this topic, I think, is so important. Now, I want to switch gears again, because, you know, for many people watching, or physically distancing also meant, you know, more time together as a family. And I think we've got a special guest that's going to join us right now. Is that correct?
Do I ever? Come on here, my big boy, my 12-year-old Zav. Hi. Sit down with mommy. Sit down with mommy.
Yeah, how are you, buddy? Nice to see you.
So, Zav, let's be honest. That was a little bit, nervous?
Yeah, nervous.
Nervous about joining in, and he's being honest about it. And he decided to be courageous and show up. So I'm proud of him.
Oh, that's amazing. Well, thank you. We appreciate it so much. I promise we'll go easy on you. I was just hoping, Zav, that
Don't.
we'll do medium. You know, I was hoping you could share some helpful tips and tricks for all the students watching today. You know, it can be definitely hard to be away from your friends. Or what are some of the ways, Zav, that you're keeping in touch with your friends?
Well, I call them a lot. I try to like stay in contact. I play sports.
He's a great basketball player.
I try to stay healthy a lot. Sometimes I play some video games with them too, which is fun.
Awesome.
Well, you love to cook.
Yeah, I love to cook.
What's something that you cooked recently?
I cooked a cheesecake for my mom's birthday.
Wow.
Yeah. It was really good. I'm serious. It was really good. It was amazing.
Cheesecakes are hard too.
It wasn't nice, but it was amazing.
Something that you know we've all seen is the important is building a routine. And Zav, what are some of the ways that you're balancing school and other activities at home?
Yeah, so the mornings I kind of have like 2 hours and a half of just work.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's around lunchtime. I go outside. No, I do my thing. Yeah.
What else do you do? We go out for air. I kind of like push my kids to get out there and get some fresh air. And I think that it also helps with the studies. Sometimes do you feel like that way? Like sometimes in the morning, right before studying, I'm like, go outside, guys, just for like 5 minutes for fresh air, and then go sit down.
Yeah, it helps get your brain ready for stopping it for one activity and starting for another. I think that's awesome. Now, Zav, thank you. You did an amazing job. And before we go, we wanted to do our lightning round. So we're just going to ask you a bunch of questions, and we just want you to answer with one word. And they're all super fun and easy. So no stress.
Or Zav?
We'll let both of you.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one is chocolate or chips?
Ooh, chocolate.
Both.
Perfect.
Sweet and salty.
Okay.
I love it.
Yes. Phone call or text?
Phone call.
A phone call if it's really personal. Text if it's like just a quick hello.
Yes, I love that. Favorite pizza topping?
Pepperoni and mushroom.
Yes.
I like either Hawaiian or I'll go a little bit fancier with like mushrooms and arugula.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Now I'm getting hungry.
I know.
What is it? Do you all have a favorite song right now?
Well, you know what? I'm going really local these days, whether like it's like encouraging local farmers or anything local. So music-wise, I really like my Canadian, talent like Chantal Krivacek, Ruben in the Dark, Ali Gady, Adam Cohen. So I'm really into Canadian talent.
Awesome. Zev, what about you? And do you have a favorite song right now?
No.
Yeah, it's okay if you don't.
Not really.
I've got a bunch of friends who like music isn't their thing.
Yeah, I like music, but I just Drake, I guess.
You're
Yeah,
allowed
oh,
to
yeah.
say it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that new album just dropped. Okay, last one. A TV show or any show that you're currently watching?
Schitt's Creek.
Ugh,
Love it. I
So
love
good.
it. It's hilarious.
it's so good.
I'm watching a cooking show right now, the Great Canadian Baking Show.
Dan Levy in both shows. I love him. That's amazing.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, so you weren't kidding when you were
No,
telling me
I
you.
wasn't.
Oh, I love.
Yeah.
He's hilarious. Love him.
Isn't he the best? Oh my gosh.
Yes.
Sophie, Zev, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to share some words with us about well-being and just some of the routines that you're doing. We really, really appreciate it. And it's always nice to see both of you.
Oh, same here, Spence. And I do want to say that we've added a new tool for everybody to take care of their well-being. It's a new podcast, and it's with We. It's called the We Well-Being Podcast. There's lots of well-known Canadians that you will love to discover who share their own vulnerabilities and stories and hands-on advice from experts to get you rolling in your mind, in your heart, and just be well. We love you.
Absolutely. Love you too, guys. So nice to see you. Be well. Stay safe.
Bye, you too.
Bye.
Bye. Bye, Zev.